Everyone wants to know the secret to manifesting anything. How do you take what is only a thought, only a longing, and make it appear in your world? How do you move from hoping to knowing, from wanting to having? This question is as old as humanity itself. Look around you. Everything you see was once unseen. Every building, every invention, every work of art, every change in your own life, all of it was first imagined, first felt, first accepted within as possible and real. Most people do not realize this. They think life happens to them. They think circumstances are causes instead of effects. But I tell you, your world is a mirror. It reflects the state of your own consciousness faithfully. This is not something you can escape. You are always creating, always assuming, always setting the limits of your own experience by what you accept as true of yourself. If you wish to change your world, you must first change your assumptions about it. I invite you now to reflect. What are you assuming to be true? What do you believe about yourself, about others, about life itself? Because these assumptions are the seeds you plant in imagination. And every seed must bring forth after its own kind. You cannot plant seeds of doubt and expect a harvest of confidence. You cannot plant fear and reap love. You cannot dwell in the feeling of lack and experience abundance. The law is exact. It does not discriminate. It simply reflects. This is why I say the secret to manifesting anything is not found in effort. It is found in assumption, in feeling, in accepting the reality of your desire within before there is any evidence without. You must claim it in imagination as though it were already yours. Think of the seed in the soil. You do not question its growth. You do not dig it up in fear. You trust the unseen processes. You water it. You care for it. You wait in faith. So it is with your desires. Plant them in the rich soil of imagination. Feel them real. Live in the end as though it were true now. This is the way to manifest anything. Not through worry, not through chasing, but through assumption. Because the outer world is yourself pushed out. It cannot betray the truth you hold within. If you want love, assume you are already loved. If you want success, assume you are already successful. If you want health, assume you are already whole. Do this not once, but continually. Live in that state. Dwell in it. Because what you feel is true within will one day stand before you as fact. This is the foundation of all creation. This is the secret to manifesting anything. When you understand this principle, you will see that there is nothing to chase. There is no one to convince. There is nothing outside of you to beg or plead with. All that is required is the transformation of your own consciousness. You may ask, how do I do this? How do I truly accept something in imagination? It begins with a decision to turn away from appearances and dwell in the unseen, to close your eyes to the evidence of the senses and open them inward to the world you choose to create. This is not denial of reality, but selection. You are not ignoring facts to pretend they are not there. You are refusing to perpetuate them by withdrawing your consent. You are choosing the state you prefer, and you are feeling it real. Consider when you were a child. how naturally you played at being someone else, how fully you could imagine, even to the point of feeling it real in your body. No one had to teach you this. It was instinctive. You believed what you imagined. And in those moments it was real to you. This power has not left you. It is the same power you use today to create limitation or freedom. But now you are invited to use it deliberately, to reclaim that childlike faith and direct it consciously, to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled until it becomes natural. If you want to manifest anything, you must do more than speak words. You must feel it. You must lose yourself in the state of already having it. And you must persist in that assumption even when the world shows you nothing of it yet. Because the world is always a delayed reflection of what you accept within. This is why so many fail to manifest their desires. They do the work once and then give up. They plant the seed but dig it up in doubt. They say, I tried to imagine but nothing happened. Yet the law is certain. It requires persistence. You must occupy the state. Live in the end. Return to it each time doubt appears. Not with strain, but with quiet confidence. With the calm knowing that what you feel as true will eventually harden into fact. Remember, it is feeling that is the secret. Not idle repetition of words. Not forcing yourself to believe, but gently accepting. Relaxing into the state of already being the one who has it. This is the creative act. Do not concern yourself with how it will come. That is not your work. Your work is to occupy the state, to assume the feeling, to remain faithful to the unseen. Because consciousness is the only reality. Let us speak now of living in the end. Because this is the essence of manifesting anything you desire. To live in the end means to make now what you wish to experience later. It is to move your mind and feeling away from hoping and wanting into knowing and having. Most live in the state of wanting. They say, I want this, I wish for that. But wanting only confirms separation from the thing itself. When you say I want, you are declaring you do not yet have. And the law of assumption faithfully reflects that state. Instead, you must occupy the state of the wish fulfilled. You must feel as though it were already true. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. You are invited to live in the assumption that your desire is already an accomplished fact. This is the way to manifest anything. Do not say to yourself, when I see it, then I will believe it. That is the way of the world. Instead, say, because I believe it, I will see it. The world cannot help but mirror back to you what you assume within. This is law. When you close your eyes and imagine, you are selecting your future. You are stepping into the scene of already having your desire. Feel it with all the vividness you can. Engage your senses. Feel the satisfaction, the relief, the joy. Make it natural. This inner act is not to be performed once and then abandoned. It is to be lived. Return to it often. Rest in it. Whenever doubt arises, return again to the end. Reaffirm your chosen state. You will discover that the more you dwell in the end, the less you will feel the need to chase. Chasing is the confession of lack, but assuming is a declaration of having. When you truly feel it is already yours, you release the desperation. You move into calm certainty. It is this certainty, this inner knowing, that draws the outer world into alignment. You will see people move, opportunities appear, circumstances shift, not by your force, but by the law responding to your state. As within, so without. There is no other cause. So I urge you, do not wait for proof before you believe. Let your belief be the proof. Dwell in the end. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you will discover the secret to manifesting anything lies not outside you, but within. Now let us go even deeper into this practice of assumption, for it is not enough to hear these words once. It must become your way of life, your chosen way of being. You see, most people hear this teaching and nod in agreement. They may even test it once or twice. But when results do not appear immediately, they abandon it. They say, "It does not work for me." But I tell you, the law is always working. It is always reflecting your dominant assumption. If you assume lack most of the time and abundance only for a few moments, which state do you think will manifest? If you assume health in your imagination for a minute, but dwell in fear and worry all day, which assumption will harden into fact? The law is impartial. It cannot be fooled. Therefore, you must make your chosen state your dwelling place. Not a brief visit, but your true home. You must learn to return to it again and again until it feels natural, until it feels like you. This is the discipline of assumption. It is not harsh or forced. It is gentle but firm. Each time you notice yourself returning to the old state of lack, gently bring yourself back to the end. Feel again that it is done. Relax into that feeling. You may do this in formal sessions of imagination. Sitting quietly, eyes closed, creating vivid scenes of your wish fulfilled. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, see the details. Immerse yourself in that reality until it feels real. But do not limit yourself to these times alone. Carry the feeling with you throughout your day. Whenever you find your mind wandering back to doubt or lack, pause and return to the end. Remind yourself who you are in imagination. Remind yourself that you have already claimed it. This is what it means to walk in the assumption. It is not a single act, but a way of being. It is choosing again and again to inhabit the state of the fulfilled desire, to feel it real even when the world gives you every reason to doubt. Here is the secret most overlooked. The world will test your assumption. Circumstances may appear to contradict it. This is not failure. It is the old assumptions dying away. They crumble so the new can appear. When you see contradiction, do not be dismayed. Do not say, "It is not working." Instead, see it as evidence that the old is passing. Stand firm in your chosen state. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Hold it with confidence. This is the great act of faith. To persist in assumption, even in the face of delay or denial. To trust that what you have accepted in imagination must become fact. Because imagination creates reality. I tell you, this is not idle theory. It is the very structure of the world. You are creating at all times. The only question is whether you do so deliberately or by default. Choose to do it deliberately. Make assumption your daily practice. Live in the end. Persist until it feels natural. and watch as your world reshapes itself to match the state you have claimed within. Let us now consider another important aspect of this work, the inner conversation. Because while you may formally imagine the end, your daily inner dialogue often betrays you. It reveals what you truly assume to be true. Most people are unaware of how constant and powerful their inner speech is. They talk to themselves all day long. They rehearse fears, worries, resentments, failures. They imagine arguments, disappointments, worst-case scenarios. And they do it so habitually they think it is harmless. But your inner conversations are creative acts. They are the seeds of your future. What you repeatedly tell yourself shapes the assumptions you hold, and those assumptions are the cause of what you see outside. So if you wish to manifest anything, you must become master of your inner speech. You must listen to what you say to yourself. You must ask, does this align with the state I wish to occupy? Or does it confirm the very lack I want to transcend? This requires vigilance, but it is not harsh work. It is gentle correction. Each time you catch yourself affirming limitations, stop. Do not scold yourself, but turn your words toward your desire. Speak as the one who already has it. If you want abundance, let your inner speech be filled with abundance. If you want love, let it be loving. If you want health, speak health to yourself. Let your words to yourself match the state you wish to see reflected in your world. You will find this practice changes you. At first you may feel it is false. You will want to say, but this is not true. But I remind you, everything you now call true was once only imagined. All facts began as assumptions. So deliberately choose the assumptions that serve you. Shape your inner speech to support them. Make your mind a friend to your desire. Let it encourage you, soothe you, strengthen you. In this way, you are aligning your entire being with the end you have chosen. Remember, you are never punished for your thoughts. You are punished by them. You are never rewarded for your assumptions. You are rewarded by them. Your world is yourself pushed out. So give careful attention to your inner conversation. Nurture it as you would a precious garden. Weed out the words of doubt and fear. Plant words of faith, love, success, and abundance. And watch as the harvest appears in your world. This is not theory, but law. The law of assumption in action. Feel the wish fulfilled. Speak from it. Live from it. And you will discover there is nothing you cannot manifest. Now let us speak of something that challenges many who begin this work, the appearance of delay. Because you may say, I have imagined, I have felt it real, yet nothing has changed. I see no evidence in my world. And you are tempted to say, it does not work. But I tell you, this is the moment that tests your faith. This is the moment when most give up and return to their old state. They abandon their assumption because the world has not yet conformed. They forget that the world is always a delayed reflection. You do not plant a seed and expect it to bloom by nightfall. You know there is an interval, a gestation period. So it is with assumption. Your imagined state needs time to become fact. During that interval, circumstances will rearrange themselves. People will move. Opportunities will appear. Invisible bridges will be built to bring you to your desire. But all of this is unseen at first. This is why you must persist. You must remain faithful to the end you have chosen. You must refuse to be swayed by appearances that seem unchanged or even contrary. Because the old state is dissolving, and sometimes it fights to remain. Imagine you have ordered something from a distant city. You do not cancel the order because it has not arrived the next day. You know it is in transit. You wait in confidence. So too must you wait with the same certainty for your assumption to manifest. When fear or doubt appears, do not resist them harshly. Acknowledge them, then gently return to your chosen state. Feel it again. Affirm it within. Rest in the feeling that it is already done. This is the great discipline. Not to strain or force, but to relax into the assumption. To make it natural, familiar, even ordinary. Because what feels natural to you is what you will experience. Many fail because they approach this work in desperation. They try to force the world to change. But force reveals doubt. Instead, you are invited to allow, to accept, to rest in the knowing that it is done. Persist calmly. Persist gently. Return as often as needed to the state of the wish fulfilled. Do it until it feels so real within that the outer world has no choice but to conform. Because that is the secret. Circumstances are not cause, they are effect. Your inner state is the only cause. Change the inner state, and the outer must change. It is law, certain and sure. Now we must speak of effort, and how it often deceives. Because many believe that the more they do, the faster things will come. They try to manifest by action alone, chasing, forcing, struggling. But this is not how the law works. True creation is not born out of effort. It is born out of assumption, out of the quiet knowing that what you have claimed within must appear without. It is not by striving that you receive, but by dwelling in the feeling of already having. You may take action, yes, but the action that is effective flows naturally from the new state. It is not desperate. It is not forced. It arises as a natural expression of the inner change. If you assume wealth, you will naturally move like one who is abundant. If you assume love, you will respond to the world in a way that reflects being loved. The action is not the cause, it is the echo. The inner state is always first. This is why I say to you, do not make the mistake of trying to make it happen. Let it happen. Rest in the state of the wish fulfilled and allow the world to respond. Do not chase what is already yours in imagination. Let it come to you by law. When you move from wanting to having, from lack to fulfillment, the world cannot help but match it. You will see things unfold in ways you never could have planned. Doors will open. People will appear. Ideas will come. But this flow does not come from trying. It comes from being, from embodying the state, from dwelling in the end so deeply that the middle takes care of itself. I am not asking you to do nothing. I am asking you to begin with being, and let doing flow naturally from that place. This is how creation happens with ease. This is how you manifest without strain. The moment you stop chasing, you allow receiving. The moment you stop trying, you begin trusting. And it is that trust, quiet, confident, unshaken, that brings your desire into form. So stop asking, when will it come? And begin saying, it is already mine. Dwell in that. Let that be your resting place. And watch how the outer begins to reflect the inner with astonishing accuracy. Now let us bring all of this together so you may truly understand the secret to manifesting anything. It is not hidden from you. It is not reserved for a few. It is simple, though it requires courage and faith. You must first accept that imagination is the only reality, that what you see, touch, hear, and experience in the outer world is only the shadow cast by your inner state. It is always reflecting what you assume to be true. If you would change your world, you must begin within. You must choose the state you wish to occupy. You must assume it, feel it real, live in it as though it were already so. This is the act of creation. Do not wait for the world to give you permission. Do not ask for evidence before you believe. Evidence will come, but only after you have believed. It must follow your assumption, not precede it. When doubt arises, as it will, do not argue with it. Gently return to the end. Feel again the joy, the relief, the gratitude of having received. Rest in that feeling until it becomes familiar, even natural. This is not pretending in the sense of deception. It is selecting, choosing the reality you will accept as true. Your imagination is the workshop of creation, the place where all things are made. You are always using it. Ask yourself, what am I imagining right now? What am I assuming? Does it match what I want to see expressed in my world? If not, change it. Not with force, but with feeling. Make it a daily practice. Begin and end each day by entering the state of the wish fulfilled. Let it guide your thoughts, your words, your actions. Let it shape your reactions to the world. If you persist, you will see the world conform, not by chance, but by law, not by force, but by alignment, because the outer must reflect the inner. It is unbreakable, certain. So stop chasing, stop begging, stop waiting for someone to grant you permission. Step boldly into the state of already having. Claim it within. Dwell in it faithfully. You will discover this is the true secret to manifesting anything. The secret is not outside you. It is you. It is your own wonderful human imagination, and the law that whatever you assume to be true will become your experience. Go then and prove it to yourself, not by hoping or wishing, but by assuming and knowing, by living in the end, and you will see that there truly is nothing you cannot manifest.